If you're anything like me and have an incredibly challenging time trying to get a good night's sleep consistently, then this video is for you. For me, whether it is a snoring partner or really loud neighbors or my pets deciding to throw a party at 2 in the morning or a butterfly flapping its wings somewhere on the coast of China, I seem to wake up. And I have been struggling with this since adolescence. I have been wearing earplugs every night since I was about 14. I have tried so many things over the years: custom earplugs, white noise machines, just anything you can think of. I get all the sleep hygiene dialed in, but the noise is the biggest one. And if you're anything like me, it's not just noise at night when you're trying to sleep that is an issue for you. There seems to be something with us people that our brains aren't filtering out sound in the same way that some other people's are. Some people, like my husband, who can sleep through absolutely anything, and I would pay as much money as I had to have that ability, but I don't. But even during the day, I struggle with noise. I look at these people who sit in a coffee shop and read a book or like do some work on their computer. And I think, how can you sit here? The music is blaring, people are talking, there's so much going on. I don't know how you're filtering all of that out. I try. And with earplugs in, I might last an hour, but even with earplugs, it doesn't block out enough. And it's so physically draining for me to be trying to filter out all that noise and to try and to concentrate. And it's even in my own home. It feels like every single person on my block owns their own leaf blower and it's their favorite toy. They use it every single day. Like it's just never quiet. And I crave quiet so badly. So that's why when someone from a company called Ozlo reached out to me and asked me to do a review of their sleep pods, I said yes. Now, I get quite a few people reaching out to me to review products and that want to sponsor videos, and I say no to almost all of them because it needs to be relevant to you. Otherwise, it's not worth my time. It's just going to annoy you that I'm doing videos about these things. And I also don't want to waste anyone's money. So I want to be as sure as I can be that this is something that could potentially really be helpful for you before I talk about it here. So, although usually a lot of thought and discussion among my team goes into like, should we do this one? Should we not? This one was a no brainer. So, I'm talking specifically about the Ozlo Sleepbuds. They come in this pretty sleek little case, just pops open and closed, really nice to use. Got the sleep buds inside. I have, I don't know if you can see them there, I have tried them myself in a variety of situations and I've read as many reviews as I can. And I can tell you that these buds have a bit of a cult like following, especially among people who've tried everything else. People like me who've tried noise machines and earplugs and putting fans on and even sleeping with AirPods in. And I can tell you, I've tried that too, and it doesn't work because they're really uncomfortable and they fall out. So, in this video, I'm going to share my thoughts, my experience of using these, tell you what other people love about them, some drawbacks that you'll want to consider if you're thinking about them, and then some tips to get the best use out of them if you do decide to start using them. I know that so many people in our community struggle with sleep so badly. During my 10 years with chronic fatigue syndrome, my sleep issues and sound sensitivity were horrendous, way worse than they even are now or were before that. And I hear it from so many of you how incredibly disruptive it is in your life. And it can feel like you're losing your mind. Like everything in life feels so much more overwhelming when you're not getting enough sleep. And on top of this, to be trying to navigate recovery from something like long COVID or chronic fatigue syndrome, it can all just really feel like too much. So, if there's even a hope that this could help you or someone out there. I want to share with you, make sure you know that they exist, and then let you decide if this is something that might be helpful on your journey as well. And if you're new here, I'm Raelan Agle. I make videos to help you get your nervous system calm, your chronic symptoms eliminated, your sleep back, and your energy restored, one realistic, science backed tool at a time. When this first arrived in the mail, even though I was hopeful, I was a bit skeptical because you know what it's like when you've struggled with something for decades and you've got your hopes up so many times for different things, and then they ended up really not being that great. Of all the things that I've tried, what I've landed on is the best possible combo is the foam earplugs. I've used enough of them over the decades that I'm sure you could easily fill this room plus more. I'm forever buying them in bulk because every few days they start losing their effectiveness and then you need new ones. And I combine that with a white noise machine, which helps, but is also not ideal because I have to place it typically between my husband and I. Like it has to be between me and him for it to have a hope of helping. And I have to turn it up so high that it sounds like there's a commercial airplane in the bedroom, which is not very relaxing. But of everything I've tried, this is the best. And if you've listened to me for a while here, you know that sleep at all costs is my motto. So this is what I do. All right, so here we are. I've got these Ozlo Sleepbuds. They're charged. They're sitting on my bedside table. Don't tell the company. Probably for about 3 weeks, and I didn't try them. I was putting it off, putting it off, putting it off. Probably because I thought they were going to be like everything else and not really help. And it was actually during the day, and I was really tired. And I nap during the day sometimes. I nap hard, and I really needed to get some sleep so that I could get back to work and get the rest of my stuff done. But these people moved in upstairs recently, and I swear that they are carpenters by trade and they are using their living room as their like woodworking room. It's banging all of the time, banging and vacuuming. So of course, when I go, I'm like, I need this nap. Now I'm not functioning. I go to lay down in bed and the bang, 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 bang starts above me. And I'm ready to scream because I don't know if you're like me, but I turn into a demon when I'm tired and someone is messing with my ability to sleep. But then I see these on my end table, and I'm like, let's give it a shot because I know even the earplugs aren't going to work in this situation. So, what have I got to lose? And if these can get me to sleep through that, well, I almost don't need to test them on anything else. So take them out, I pop them in. They're really easy to put in and they're really light. And I can only put one in because as soon as you put it in, they start working. And if I put the other one in, I won't be able to hear anything, which is kind of a spoiler that I put them in and I lay back and I close my eyes and I couldn't hear the banging. I couldn't believe it. I actually thought they must have stopped. So I took them out, but no, the hammering was still going. Put them back in, and the hammering was gone. And then I had a new problem. I was so excited. I was so excited that they were working. And like, how can I work in coffee shops now? Like, what else are these going to work for? Like, is Jeffrey's snoring not going to keep me awake? So I eventually did get my nap, but it was pretty mind blowing that they worked better than everything I've tried so far. So then I did the test with Jeffrey and the snoring, and he is a loud snorer. So I tried just to really give him a test. And if I'm really close to his head, these aren't even going to put a dent in that snoring. It's like a chainsaw. They're not magic, unfortunately. They do have limitations. But if he's farther away from me, if he's a few feet away from me, then it almost completely blocks it out. So if I'm awake, I'll hear a hint of it, but it's not enough that it would wake me up when I'm sleeping. So now I am sleeping so much more through the night. And I've even had a couple of nights where I slept completely through the night, and I can go a whole year or longer without that happening. When I wake up and I haven't woken up once in the night, my head explodes. I'm like, how is it morning? This is amazing. So, significantly helps with snoring. And then I did try it in a coffee shop as well, the one that I like to go to that's by my gym. It's very handy. I can work out and then just plop down, do some work. And again, it doesn't completely block out everything, but it blocks out enough. It does better than my earplugs, and for me, that's all it needs to do. It just needs to make it workable, and it was to the point where I can sit there and I felt like I was in my own little bubble of just peace. Okay, so what exactly are these Oslo earbuds? They are, as they sound, little buds that you put in your ear, and I find them to be more comfortable than earplugs. Earplugs, because they push so much on on the canals of my ears. My ears over time end up getting really, really sore, and I have to take some breaks from wearing them. So these are light, and I barely notice that they're there. And I sleep on my side, and it doesn't bother me at all. And what it does is has this noise masking technology that replaces the disruptive sounds around you with soothing audio and sounds, things that are engineered for sleep so you can drift off faster and then stay asleep longer without any like bulky machines or uncomfortable earplugs. And here's actually something that's pretty cool with the Oslo Sleep Buds is that you can listen to whatever helps you relax. So I like they have a series of sort of white noise types of things. There's an app, a wonderful app, and there's things like Gentle Ocean, Intimate Rain, Summer Night, Into the Woods, Pink Haze, Green Dream. There's a whole bunch of them. I've tried out a lot, and my favorite is one called Crimson Cloak, Crimson Cloak. But you don't have to use those or you don't have to start with those. You can put in whatever helps you to fall asleep. So you can pick music, you can listen to a podcast, you can listen to a meditation or an audiobook. It doesn't have to be from their app. It can be from, Audible or whatever app you normally use. And you listen to it and press play. And once you start falling asleep, it does the work for you. So it has built in, I don't know how it does it, but built in biometric sensors that detect when you've fallen asleep. And then at that point, it automatically switches from streaming whatever it was that you were listening to those noise masking sounds, whichever one you have set. So that means you won't wake up at any point in the night or the morning with your audiobook still running. You'll just have uninterrupted, peaceful sleep, hopefully until morning. And then in the app, each morning, you'll see exactly how you slept. It tracks your progress towards any personalized goals that you might have made around sleep, and it helps you figure out and uncover how your environment is impacting your sleep and your rest. Because the sleep hub, when you were sleeping, turns into an environmental sensor. So it detects light and temperature and noise changes that may be disrupting you at night. So this way you can start to see how it's protecting your sleep and also the things most commonly that are trying to interrupt your sleep. Okay, so what do other people have to say about these Oslo sleep buds? Overall, people are saying that they actually work, that they're sleeping through snoring and trains and barking dogs and upstairs neighbors stomping around at 4 a.m. And many light sleepers are reporting zero interruptions for the first time in years. And one person said, like, my husband keeps asking if I heard him, like coughing in the night or getting up to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, no, I didn't hear a thing. So a lot of people are saying that they can now sleep through the night and they actually need an alarm because they end up oversleeping and not waking up to any noises. People like me are finding that they are very comfortable even for side sleepers because they have a low profile design and you can press them into your ear and on your pillow you barely feel them. So if you're feeling any discomfort or if they're falling out, it's because you have the wrong size tip. It comes with multiple size tips, like most things do, and then you just fit the ones for you, and then you shouldn't feel them, and they should stay in all night long. People are really enjoying the soundscapes that are offered and the balanced volume system that they have, which is a little bit difficult to explain. But some people say it's like it's immersive, but it's not overwhelming. It doesn't feel like anything is blasting in your ear. It doesn't like with my white noise machine that sounds like there's a plane in the room. It definitely doesn't feel like that. I just feel like I'm in this sort of peaceful cone and the sound is coming from maybe just outside the window. And it has an alarm feature too. So you can just use it for everything. And you set the alarm through the app, and then it gently wakes you in the morning through the buds. The battery life on it is about 8 to 10 hours. So for most people, that's enough for a full night's sleep. And the compact charging case recharges them multiple times. I just keep it plugged in right by my bedside so I don't have to worry about it. Lots of people talk about bringing it for travel. They never go anywhere without it. And countless people calling them life changing. First time in years I'm sleeping soundly. I literally can't sleep without them now. These have genuinely changed my life for the better. It's improving my relationship. My husband's snoring is no longer driving me crazy. And quite a few reviews spoke about there used to be a product made by Bose that was a sleep bud type thing, but they discontinued it. And many people were sad to say it go, but then they got this one, and that these are even better than the old Bose ones. So, some things to consider with these: the battery. So, it only lasts one night, not longer. So, you have to recharge it every single day. And if you sleep more than 10 hours, you may find it cutting out too soon. Some people said that there were some app quirks, especially the first time setting it up and connecting it and doing updates. But I found it took seconds. It was really easy. So perhaps some things have been fixed since that happened. And a couple people said that they had some that weren't charging properly or had various issues, but that the customer support was excellent and immediately shipped them a new set. Another one, and this is a bit of a pro and a con depending on your life situation, but you need to use them with caution because they do block out so much. So if there are things that you need to hear, like children or alarms or pets, then you need to be aware of that and use them with caution. All right. So by now, I think you could probably guess what my recommendation or final thoughts are on the Oslo Sleepbuds. My experience has been really good. I continue to use them all of the time. I take them and I throw them in my bag every time I go somewhere to work. I use them when I sleep, when I take naps. It's really helped me a lot. And it's replaced my earplugs and my sound machine, which is amazing after so many years of using that. So if you are struggling with whatever you're doing and you still can't get a good night's sleep, the Oslo Sleep Buds might be the upgrade that finally work for you as well. They sell at $299, which I know is a little bit costly, but the consistent feedback and the reviews from people is that I'm finally sleeping again, so that is priceless. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this helpful. I invite you to take a moment, click on the link in the description, and just take a look for yourself. See what you think of the product, of how it works, of what people are saying, and see if this is something that could be helpful for you.